to the truth. I'm married to the truth. Yeah, I'm married to the truth. I'm married to the truth. Come on. I'm married to the truth. You're always there for me, and I know that you care for me. You're always down for me. You're always there to pick me up. You quenched my thirst when I was thirsty. I feel like Lord, please have mercy. Man, homie, when I'm feeling lonely, cause it's the truth. That shape and mold, man. Truth be told.
And welcome. You're listening to IntellectualRadio.com. I'm your host, David L. Lowry Jr., and the show is Let the Truth Be Told. First, I want to give all praises to God and my Lord and Savior, Yahshua, for making it possible for me to be here today. And I want to welcome my Facebook Live crew. I want to welcome all my regular listeners and new listeners. Welcome to Let the Truth Be Told. I started a little bit early today because I got my co-host coming in, but I wanted to lay some groundwork before the show so that everybody can get a clear understanding on why Black people need reparations. It has been clear, Black people, and this is all about using our common sense, that every sense that they've been trying to push to give reparations, there's been opposition for us to have reparations, which we rightfully so should have. Everybody is so focused, and everybody is saying things about Donald Trump. And mind you, he is an asshole. But at the same time, the same people that have poisoned Black people's mind against him, they the same asshole too. You know, you're talking about the Republican Party and the Democratic Party. I'm just appalled at the other day that Mitch McConnell will come out and say out of his own mouth, that Black people don't need no reparations. Here's my brother in here coming on here. So I wanted to expound this morning a little bit, and I'm glad my colleague Brother Muhammad is in here. I wanted to lay the groundwork before we start chopping this up, because Black people, I need you to go with me for a minute, and I need you to open your mind and think about this. Think about this for your children, and think about this for your community, and think about this for yourself. Black people was brought to this country on slave ships, and a lot of us died on the way over here. We was treated as cargo. We was treated as less than animals. They even passed a law that said that we was only 3/5 of a man. After we got here, now use your common sense. I want y'all to go with me and think now, common sense. After we got here, stripped of us our language, they stripped of us all our pride. We had nothing. They enchained us. They raped our women. They killed our children. They separated our families. Every idea that Black people had was taken and stolen and used by white folks. They've continued to cheat us on education. Everything that could be done to a human race. I'm talking about Black people. We're human. This white society has done to us. And all the way from the 50s with Malcolm and Martin and all the great leaders that put their lives on the line, no matter what, they died so that we could get to a place just for equality. And we have not even achieved that yet. A lot of us think that, just because all these things have happened to us, that we're less than the people that did this to us. And we thinking, well, you know what? As long as I got a fair share. Do you actually understand what the word fair means? Fair means this, that if I got 100% and I want to give you 20%, and I make you think that that 20% is fair, that's not equal. We got to change the way we think it. But back to the situation. From the 60s, the civil rights movement, when Dr. King them, they marched, they was hosed with dogs, they were killed. Black people were hung from trees down in the South. And we still hanging from trees in 2019. The government hated us so badly that they separated us by saying, okay, we're going to give them welfare. Even though we've done all these horrible things to them, even though we've killed them, we've separated their families, we've denigrated the men, we've changed the mindset. We've made them into something that we can control, not a man. All the way. And the reason why I'm saying this is because a leopard can't change his spots. All the way from the time we got into this country, we have been hated, we have been killed, and nobody has said nothing. Other countries came to our help. America's the biggest damn hypocrite in this world. They'll run to somebody else's country and tell them this democracy, but right here in the United States, they still enslaving us and killing us and treating us like dogs. Damn dogs get better treatment than black people. Use your common sense and you think about what I'm saying right now. Out of all this shit and all this time that we've been going through this, and yet we got house Negroes that are sitting in place that won't do nothing. Carrie Austin, Bobby Rush, sitting in places and won't do nothing, and yet they would come to our own face, say it in our face, not behind our backs, but to our very face, that black people don't need reparations. Black people don't need this. And from Emmett Till to 16 shots to Kwame McDowell, dead as a dog. Brothers and sisters are still being shot down like dogs. Sandra Bland, they're raping our women on traffic stops. They're killing our kids. They're destroying the fabric of the black family. And some of y'all Negroes talking about we don't need reparations. But guess what? The Jews got reparations. Everywhere the Americans went, white Americans went in this country, went and destroyed. They put the money back into it to rebuild it, except Arab countries like Libya, which they wanted to steal all the goods. But I'm saying this to say this, and I'm going to have my brother in on me. Black people, if a white person telling us in our face, and these are Democrats and Republican leaders that everybody's running after, if he say it to our face and said, you know what, y'all might as well shut the hell up. Y'all niggas ain't gonna get nothing, because if we got to give y'all something, if we actually was to give reparations, we would own America. All the ideas, inventions that black people contributed to this country, Black Wall Street, everything that was positive that this country has stolen from the black culture is profiting from it. And to y'all white folks that say this, oh, well, that was a long time ago and we didn't have nothing to do it. That's some bullshit. You still reaping the harvest of what your previous ancestors stole from us and did to us. So if you are humanitarian and you want to make this right, then y'all need to be on the front line with black people saying, yes, we have done these things. Yes, we're guilty of destroying their families. Yes, we're guilty of having them on the plantation of the mind. Yes, we're guilty of separating them from each other. Yes, we're guilty of Willie Lynch. Yes, we're guilty of every goddamn thing that we've done to these people, and we should pay. It's only right. So if you really want to think about it, black people, I'm just keeping it real with you. They're not going to give us shit. And the only way we're going to get somewhere is we got to separate ourselves from these demons and start focusing on ourselves and reinvesting into the black community and building wealth ourselves so we can take care of ourselves, because the white folks, just like Mitch McConnell said, we gave y'all Barack Obama. The key word was gave. That means he was selected, not elected. Brother Muhammad.
Reparation do this? Hey, listen, bro. Oh, we got a call?
Yeah, we got a call.
Let's go ahead and get the call in.
Right there.
All right.
Jim.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Hey, man. Welcome to the show. I got a friend of mine on Connecticut, Jimmy Griffin online. We've been some NAACP people, but Jim, hang on. I want to give my mic back to my brother Muhammad. Go ahead, brother.
Listen,
Yeah,
man.
no problem.
It's this the deal right here. I believe in reparation, but like you said, they're not gonna give us nothing.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I'm a firm believer that anything we want, we got to take it.
Yes, sir.
We sitting around here, Negroes, always bagging somebody to give for us or to do for us what we more than capable of doing for ourselves.
Yes, sir.
How we look like with all the billions we're worth, asking somebody for anything. We allow people in our neighborhood that don't look like us and set up operations and set up businesses. You got one Arab store taking $300,000, $400,000 a month off of out of a neighborhood that said it's poor.
Exactly.
$400,000 to $300,000 a month off of one store. Sometimes there's 3 stores on one block.
Yes, sir.
You tell me we don't have no money? We have money. We just don't know how to pool our resources and do for self. I don't buy that, man. And white folks is not going to give you anything. So stop begging for it. Listen, everybody in history have taken what they wanted.
Yes.
Negroes, you over here because they took your ass from Africa.
Yep.
And you still over here because they take laws into their own hands and turn them against us.
Let the truth be told.
Now we want to sit here and act like, man, this is we inclusive in this. They got recently I just saw T.O. Hardeman post. They have a rainbow police car driving around in honor of LGBTQ. This is what I'm telling you. Everything is sexual orientation, dogs, cat, trees, fur, environment, LGBTQ, STLGA&R, whatever else acronym you want to put on it, has more rights than you as a black person.
That's true.
Everything has taken place. People are LGBTQ before they black. See, this is what I'm telling you, man. We have been so demoralized and so isolated from our own self and kind and culture to the point where anything that's, if you stand up as a strong black man, this society has become anti-heterosexual.
Yes, it has.
You can't even be a strong black man because the women has feminized their boys.
Yes, they have.
Society has feminized men. So when you say something, you're insensitive or you listen, man. I don't care if you suck on a tree, a cow's butt. I don't care if you sucked on the titty of a giraffe.
Whatever.
If whatever you want to do with your mouth, your private parts is your business. But don't make it my issue.
Well,
I'm saying you that can't take precedent over the rights of human beings to be human and free in a society that has marginalized us forever. So it's time with the reparation. I'm just showing you that everything has marginalized our movement for change, our movement for economic opportunities, our movement for all the aspects of self-identity that allows us to be black in America. We have to take whatever it is we want. Stop begging white folks to give for you what you're more than capable of doing for yourself.
Man, I got that. Boy, you on fire too this morning.
I'm tired of us bagging.
Me too.
Coward ass men.
Yep.
Crybaby ass men and sellout ass black women.
That's right.
Everybody.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
I love it, man. We on fire in the studio this morning. What you think about this reparation situation, bro?
Well, man, first of all, here we are, 2019, and for the last 150 or more years, we've been suffering. And you mean to tell me they're talking about doing a study on reparations?
Study what?
This is not even this is not even about reparations. This is about studying to see whether or not we deserve some kind of reparations. And the history of this country has been so suppressed that you can't find anything that wouldn't lead to us having reparations.
Right.
Well, that's why I'm appealing to people common sense. You got to think, man, that it's just simple. You can take a dog, and it might be the friendliest dog in the world. You can call it, come on over here, blah, 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 and the dog will come on over there or whatever. It won't ever bite you. But I guarantee you this. You start beating that dog. You beat that dog, and then you back that dog up in a corner. And I guarantee you, that dog gonna come out and he gonna start showing you fangs. He gonna try to bite the hell out of you.
Yeah. Nah, you bag us into a corner, we gonna get weaker.
And see, that's the mindset that has been killing us, man. And let's talk about we gonna get into a few things. Let's talk about the reparation thing. Now, a lot of people don't understand what's really going on. We get caught up with a lot of these fake holidays, like the 4th of July. I posted something about we living in a circle of holidays. And the reason why I'm saying it is this. The 4th of July is coming up. Black people should be celebrating Juneteenth.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know what Juneteenth is, that was the last day of the Civil War back 6/19/1865. And that meant that black people were supposed to be free from that point. Okay? But see, this is another reason why I say we need reparations. It's because even though that decree came down and black people were supposed to be free, a lot of black people didn't even know that the law had came down and they were supposed to be free till 25 or 50 years later. And that's because the white slave owners didn't want them to know, because they wanted to keep them working the crops and paying them for nothing. And so we as black people, we can't celebrate the 4th of July. And I don't know why we do. We spend billions we buying barbecue, we drinking, we going to jail, we fireworking, we doing all this, we buying new clothes, we get new hairdo for the 4th of July, and the 4th of July was not independence for black people.
Yeah, but the emancipation, what you were talking about, I think, is the Emancipation Proclamation. Okay. And how the proclamation was signed in January 1, I guess, and it wasn't until Juneteenth that the Texas blacks were finally freed, because they didn't get the word until then. So I think that there's a little more than the end of the Civil War.
But a lot of people like the plantation that I grew up on till I was 8 years old, we didn't celebrate the 4th of July. And this is how strong black people was back then. When the 4th of July came, black people weren't out there like they portrayed to be when I was coming up as a boy. That was the day that the family just got together and did something.
You said, what's the call-in number?
708-223-8953. If you want to chime in, 708-223-8953. And we didn't, when I grew up on the plantation, our celebration was freedom was August the 8th. That's when my parents, all the blacks on the plantation got together. They had this big picnic for the kids. They talked to us. We played games. I mean, that was when we celebrated our freedom, because we didn't get the call to know that we was free till August the 8th. And I'm saying that to say more of a reason of the mindset that white folks did to black people, that even though they had the illusion of being free, they wasn't free at all. And they made us think that in July 4th, 1776, after the Boston Tea Party, after an enslaved white people from England who were enslaved and who were paying taxes to England, and then I'm going to show you how deceptive they is. They had the tea brought into the harbor, and they dressed like Indians and blamed the Indians for throwing the damn tea overboard. You understand what I'm saying? And then you went on to fight a war for your freedom, and yet at the same time, you had black slaves over here killing them, making them take care of your babies, raping them, and doing everything in the world to keep them enslaved, but you were fighting for your independence. What you think about that, Jimmy?
Well, let me just say that these organizations are one of our biggest problems. Are some of the organizations that are supposed to represent us, like the NAACP, Urban League, all these organizations that have been really playing the house Negro role for so many years. This is what the problem is that our people have been miseducated about the real deal. And here's the real deal. The real deal is that we deserve reparations. There were 20 acres and a mule. Remember 20 acres?
40 acres and a mule. Now, I know that part.
All right. Now, all that land went to white folks instead of black folks. Nobody got that land. Nobody got that, those mules. And here we are talking about this, like I said, over 150 years later. It's a travesty. I've never heard of anything like this. This is our fault to a certain degree because we've allowed our people to be brainwashed with this mentality of Republican, Democrat.
Yes.
Be a Republican, a Democrat. Then we have more Republicans elected during Reconstruction than they had in recent history in the House of Representatives. So history will even show and reflect that we've been brainwashed and dumbfounded with the New Deal and all these other things that they came up with to basically socialize us. And we became the social experiments, really, of the Jews.
Yes.
And this is where we are today, right now. And they're getting reparations and we're not.
And go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say.
Go ahead.
I put all the blame on us. Man, listen. The bottom line is, I can see the pot saying, I totally fault the potter. But when we have free thinking, we have the ability to pool our resources and create wealth and opportunity for ourselves and kind. All the blame is on us.
It is.
I'm not faulting the white man for nothing from slavery when we have been allowed to be. And how is it that we able to be everything against one another? But when it comes that's of ill, but when it's come to being everything for one another, we want to fault somebody else. I'm telling you, when I pick up a gun and shoot my brother, ain't no white man stopping me.
No, he ain't.
When I pick up a gun, when I pick up something, and when I say, okay, David, we gonna put our $50 together and we gonna buy something.
Right.
When I say we gonna spend our 20, 30 G's together and we're gonna buy some kilos of coke to destroy our Ain't nobody stopping us from doing that.
Not at all. They're gonna encourage it.
So what's stopping us for coming together and saying, listen, black men have stood up today. We are men today. We are no longer going to allow outsiders to come in to give to our women and children bread, milk, pamper, eggs, and butter. Yep. We are men. We have found that you have been in error and you have wronged our community. You have wronged our women. You have disrespected our families. You have caused the deprivation and deprived our people of life, liberty, and happiness by sucking the blood out of our community, which is our dollars.
Right.
And you've taken it and you haven't put anything back in our community that you draw from. Yeah. But yet, whether you're Democrat or Republican, we still support you.
Exactly.
And you haven't given anything of substantial worth to us to develop, to grow, to repair. So you want to say you want to blame somebody? Look in the mirror.
Yep.
Look, when I did 21 years, right. When I did serve 21 years and came out, and I've been out 2 years, and I've made more headway than people been out here free for 20 years, so-called free for 20 years. So what I'm saying is, I could have sat back and just said, hey, I did this time and just eat for myself, my family, right. And going on off. Forget fighting for black folk because they ignorant, they stupid, and every time you fight for them, they turn against you. I could have done that.
That's the truth.
And why on parole, I probably fight harder. Why on parole, I fight harder for black people than so-called free Negroes who've been out here so-called saying they free or serving the public.
I got one thing to say to
Go ahead, bro.
I can testify to that. I can testify to that because right now I'm waiting on a court date. Okay, because I wanted to go to an NAACP meeting because I've been filing corruption. I got arrested twice. Okay, twice. Okay, for trespassing, criminal trespassing at an NAACP meeting because I was asking them about the corruption and the fact that they had suspended me over the years, and they didn't want to reinstate me in the NAACP, and I still got a life membership. Nobody took my life membership, but here we are in 2019, and they spent all their time trying to put me in jail to keep me away from a meeting and tell the truth about the corruption that exists within the organization. Isn't that a mess?
Yes, you know what, folks, and I want to let our listeners know this. Organizations like NAACP, the Urban League, the National Action Network, what the Push organization, SCLC, all these organizations that originated way back in the 50s, some back in the NAACP 100 years. But the real thing of it is, these organizations basically was used to control black people. Now, the NAACP, when Thurgood Marshall was part of it, he won 23 out of 26 cases. That helped the black people move to a different era as far as legal and getting laws, okay? But after his tenure of doing that, the NAACP became a gatekeeping operation.
Still is.
You know, they at a place where, and I know what Jimmy is talking about. I was the president here in the South Suburban chapter. I was in Rock Island before that. And as a president, I was not allowed to really help people. When I decided that that was a case of something that we was gonna get on, then I had to go through the state guy, and he had to approve it. The regional guy had to approve it. Then you had to send it up to the pipe to the national guy. They had to approve it. By the time that you could get the approval, the person was dead or the case was dead itself. And so myself, Jimmy Griffin, Reverend Pinckney, it's about 15 of us presidents that got the fire like you got, that we stood on and said, you know what? We're not going to get down with Barack Obama. We're not going to take our branches. We're not going to do what we're told by the Democratic Party. We're going to do the right thing. Right. We're going to fight for black people. Right. We're going to file lawsuits. I filed under that branch that I was in. I filed lawsuits all over the country. The most respected president, scared because you know why? I wasn't scared to pull a trigger.
Right.
But see, they couldn't have that. And so presidents like me, Jimmy, Pinckney, when Obama came in and we wouldn't go along with the program, they had to get us out. And they did all sorts of things.
Now look at
arresting
Obama.
us, you know, making it. They told me to cease and desist because one Obama people called me on the telephone and threatened me, talking about, we've been looking at you, the Democratic Party, this and that. And where I'm from, if you tell me you've been watching me, that's a violation. You stepped across the line. And a real man, you're going to get checked. And so I'm saying it to say this. We have to understand this. Nobody is going to save us. These old organizations are dead in the water.
That's so weird.
The white folks control them, and they will never be able to do anything. But what they're doing now is take money from people.
I'm just telling you.
And snowball everybody.
I'm just telling you, and I'm going to keep it 100. Everything, man, business is warfare.
Yes.
Everything is warfare as it relates to us preserving what little culture and self-worth and value we got. It's just reality, man. We're not getting better, we're getting worse. And our children are falling by the wayside because the elders failed to be who they should be to our youth. And at the end of the day, they need to wander, as the scripture say, wandering in the wilderness for 40 years until they die off. What happened? You put men like me and brothers like us that's out there in prison with your so-called supporting President Bill Clinton's crime
mass
bill,
incarceration bill.
Preachers and politicians, pastors and politicians, ministers and politicians. I say all of y'all, and deacons and reverends. I say all of y'all because I don't want to leave none of y'all out. And y'all sentence y'all sons to life in prison. So now that we return, we find that there's nothing to return to but worth blight, rather, worth crime, violence, and drugs. The only thing you have for us is violence, bloodshed, and self-hate. So this is what we saying to you. And it's coming time, pastors and politicians. If you in our neighborhoods, you represent our neighborhood, we're going to be outside your home where you with the bull horns, or we're going to kick your damn door in, and you're not going to be able to sleep for selling us out. I'm going to make this point clear, sir. For selling the youth out, for selling our community out, for violating our trust and doing that. There's coming a time where these young brothers out here gonna turn them guns on y'all punk ass for selling them out and killing them and sentencing them to a death while black bodies becomes tools and fodder for the fire to fuel America. You're not gonna continue to do that. We up to date. We're gonna put your ass on trial and we ain't going to court.
Man.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay. Y'all don't want
the truth be told.
Y'all don't really want. Y'all don't really want. They don't really want the. They don't really want the truth.
Yeah, but see, you got these house Negroes.
Yeah. Well, guess what you do with house niggas? Guess what you do to house niggas? Let me tell you something. When the army stand up,
that's right.
White folks is not gonna do nothing to you. Every country, every history, study history, what they do to their traitors. Find out what they do to their traitors. And ain't no court in the world gonna convict us for dealing with Negroes who have sold our communities and our neighborhoods out and then violated the trust and the sanctity of what the people sent them to office to do. F the Democrats, F the Republicans. If you're not trying to create opportunity and reduce violence and shut down prisons and build up economic communities like you build up downtown Chicago, then you are enemy to the people.
Now, and I want to say this too, man. We gonna keep this going. It's a lot of things that I want black people to actually sit down and think about. Think about our communities and think about the situation that we're in. Think about the killings of black men and women. Think about these things and ask yourself, is this happening in other communities?
No.
It's only happening in our community. And, we tend to get to a place in our minds where, it get to be the norm. It get to be the norm. It's got to be the norm where 31 people shot, 15 dead.
And that's okay.
That's on the weekend. That's okay.
This should be the norm. Who shot? Who killed that woman? Who killed that kid? Line his punk ass up in broad daylight and chop his goddamn head off. That's what you do to cowards who terrorize your women and children, and you sit back as a black man or woman and ask the police to protect you when you won't even deal with the hypocrites and the Negroes in your community that terrorize your mama, your kids, and your wife. We cowards.
Well, you know what, brother?
Yeah, well, see, that's a problem. It's an internal problem. In the black community, it's where we've been victimized, isolated, brainwashed. You name it, it's happened to us, and it's time for us to realize that we have to hold our own people accountable, because if we don't hold our own people accountable, what good is it to try to hold anybody else accountable?
The reason why brothers like us don't get no resources is because I'm not going to use my resources, my 501c3, to take 75% of the money to pay myself and 25% to the people.
Right.
I might take 10% to keep my bills paid,
exactly,
and get a 90% to the people. And you know what's going to happen when you do that?
It's going to change.
It's going to change the condition of your people in your community, and it's going to give you a voting block in the base from the people, because they actually know and believe that you care and love them. And this is why you have a church on every corner and you have a drug deal on every corner, and the churches lose
every time.
Yeah, what's the call-in number? Somebody I think is looking for a call-in number.
The number, if you want to call in, Jim, we're gonna have to get you off the line. But the number, if you want to call in, 708-223-8953.
Yeah.
708-223-8953. 8953.
And this type of talk, Jim, this type of talk, this type of talk ain't no nigga talk. This type of talk is a free thinking black man who understand that he has and we have is gonna take us to save us, and we don't need white folks to give us nothing, because everything that we need, God has given to us, and we have it amongst ourselves. And any Negro who think that they can do business in our community without giving back to our community is sadly mistaken. That means if your business is being a pastor, a minister, or whoever it is, or a politician, whatever, and don't give back properly to what we put you there for, and any foreigner is coming a time where we're gonna drive y'all punk ass up out our community for exploiting our people. And once we wake up, you better get it together now, because the institutions are not gonna be able to stop us.
Can you switch that over to the other line? What's the switch over there? Where? Hello?
Am I still on?
Yep.
I don't know how to switch it. Okay, hit the button. Hello?
There you go.
Hello?
Are you guys online? You taking calls?
Yeah, we're taking calls. Welcome to Let the Truth Be Told.
Yeah, are you ready? Can you take my comment?
Yeah, I got a comment. We got you.
Thank you, brothers. Hey, listen, where you guys out of?
We out of Broadview, Illinois. What's up?
Oh, yeah, man, but that's a good teacher, but I like this, man. I'm calling from Connecticut. I had another brother, strong brother in our community,
Jimmy,
that just spoke prior to me.
Yeah.
By Brother Griffin, and his brother's been in the full front, man, dealing with the struggle of our people. And to your point, brother, we have been misguided throughout this whole country. And we as black people, man, need to be waking up. We need some knowledge in terms of how we need to come back into loving one another and having courage to fight the enemy and stop trying to be happy and trying to please the enemy.
Right.
And having the courage through the grace of God, our Creator, so we can take a stand for this unrighteousness and this corruption that's designated towards our people. So let me say this in closing, brother, that when the white man and when Trump talks about let's make America great again, there's no doubt in my mind that they want to make America white again and put black people back into bondage.
Now, I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for calling. Jimmy, you there? Now, I want to give a quick overall to what he just said, and it made a lot of sense. Okay, basically what he's saying is this: is that black people, we already see that these political parties is trying to keep us oppressed. We heard it out of their mouths ourselves. When it came time for them to ante up and do the right thing and to help black people like they're supposed to, like they did everybody else, they came right out of their own mouths and told us that, no, y'all ain't gonna get no reparations because we already gave y'all some. Yeah, we did sin, but we gave y'all Barack Obama, and Barack Obama, we selected y'all as the president. Well, guess what? Government, y'all can have Barack Obama's black ass back. I don't want him. I didn't want him for the first 4 years and definitely not for 8 years. So y'all can take him back and give me my check. That's what we should be saying, because Barack Obama didn't do nothing for black people but use us and make white folks think that we're court jesters just like he is.
Yeah, I got disconnected.
Okay, Jim.
All right, I'm back.
Okay, well, we talking about the fact that Mitch McConnell and them saying they gave us Barack Obama.
Who said that?
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, okay, I hear you.
You know, that still won't make up for all the horrible things that has happened to black people.
Man,
because you gave us a black president.
That's a joke. Listen, they want us. These the same people that don't want us to have reparations. But check this out. These also the same people that don't want to remind us to remind them of what their ancestors have done.
Exactly.
But these also the same people that even after I serve my debt to society, you still hold me accountable for the crime that I committed 25 years ago. And set up a system that doesn't allow the formerly incarcerated to amalgamate back into society whole. So these are the same people that saying, hold on now, Well, we served our debt to society. We committed a crime. They sent us to trial, although we never had a jury of our peers.
Exactly.
We still, because 100% white folks convicted me, not Inglewood. People
That's
from
right.
Inglewood. So I'm saying to you that these the same individuals that would tell you, I didn't do none, my ancestors did, but they are not that, but they would never stand up. These individuals would never stand up and behind us and demand
That's right.
that the government
Pay us
give
for what
us
they did.
what they to help repair. That's what it should be. Because I'm not into blanketly giving Negroes no money.
Exactly.
You know why? Because the moment we get the dollar, guess where it's going?
Back to the white, go back to them.
So we have to have a system and an order by which what this looked like. It looks like to me, proper schools.
Right. Manufacturing, economics. Yep.
Isolated or sheltered, some type of 501c. I'm not 501c. A Roth IRA mutual fund account that allow you to take so much so that it doesn't go back to the people who gave it. We got a caller come in. Come on, caller.
Caller. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Mar.
Hey. Welcome to Let the Truth Be Told. You got a comment?
Yes, I do. I appreciate everything you brothers have been saying, everything you're saying. I totally agree with Brother Ty. That work, brother.
Yes, sir.
I also wanted to say, man, is that I believe too what is like the verse says, our people perish for the lack of knowledge, and also because we don't apply the knowledge that we know. And I say this because of like what all you brothers have said is we're delusional. You know what I'm saying? How many which ways does the racists have to show us that they not
hate
for
us?
When we
right.
brought over to America, as we all know, we weren't brought over here as business partners.
Exactly.
We was brought over here as the product to be sold.
Exactly. And to build this country.
Intention has never been for us to be free. Look at the individuals that were selected to go to the House and to represent us. Danny Glover, come on, man. you come on, man. Now you talking about an Apple hip hop artist who's 23 years old, speaking for our people.
Right.
And think about his character too. You know, he's an explicit hip hop artist. So even the people that they had up there to represent us, it's obvious that they take us as a joke.
We're a joke.
Go ahead.
The only thing that we can do is like Brother Tyrone said, you know what I'm saying, is go to war. And we go to war too economically.
Exactly.
Yep.
We have to stop telling our children to go to school and to get a degree and to work for, our oppressor. That don't make sense.
You're right, exactly.
When we have billions coming through our neighborhoods every week, every year, billions and trillions. Why would we need to work for somebody else? Why not bring that knowledge back to your own community and build the stores and the economics into your own environment?
That's because, when we got tricked and we sent our kids to the white colleges, once they got there, some of the parents didn't want their kids to come back.
Tricked your children. They start calling themselves Greeks, not African. They further, aka under the sun. I'm B9, B Riff. I'm Omega Sci-Fi, green, orange, purple.
You don't even want to be black.
You don't
want to be. Greeks learn from the blacks.
You don't even want to be nothing but what your white oppressors make you.
And then you get upset when somebody don't agree with your thought pattern of life. Man, I'm gonna kiss that white man's ass every way I can because I got all this school debt, and I got this mortgage, and I got my kids I'm sending to this. Man, I ain't gonna do nothing to piss him off. If I lose my job, one of the most disheartening things that I heard on the show was Mike Love. They was talking about a man that defended himself after one of these millennium kids punched him, hit the man all in the face. The guy whooped his ass. You know what I'm saying? He was like, hey, I'm a grown man. You a kid, right?
Right.
So he was on the show talking about, would you have whooped this kid's ass or would you have let the kid beat you up and then save your job? Do you know how many, even Mike, and I had to call in and tell him, man, when is the black man, when is the black pride gonna show up in you that you're gonna get tired of taking ass whoopers and getting tired of being spit on no matter who it is? When is that man, the real black man, gonna show up and defend himself and his family?
Because we are afraid of prison. We have become so mad. Like I just told you, I'm still on parole, and I talk as strong as though never been to prison as I do with these people, Negroes.
But you paid for your debt, so you should be that way.
You never pay.
You don't pay for whatever they said.
You could never pay as a black man in America for something that you didn't even create. This is what I'm telling you. Once again, people, there's no poppy seeds and coca leaf for heroin and cocaine manufactured in Chicago, Inglewood, or the West Side. There's no gun manufacturers in the communities that I grew up and was born in, but yet we have all the guns in the world. Furthermore, people, let's get it clear. Like I tell police officers, the reason why you able to have 5,000 police shootings nationally across this country every year is because the police officers are backed by the very slave master catcher system that was back when we was enslaved. And on that other point is, I told the police that y'all just haven't killed the right person, because there's no way you can kill my son like that and I don't kick your goddamn door in and come get you like you did mine.
See, and that's the thing.
May I make a comment too?
Yes, sir.
The post-traumatic slave disorder, like brother Tyrone has said, is very much so true. And a lot of us don't understand that too, because this is psychological.
It's all psychological
warfare.
Yes.
You know, it was just like in Roots when, you know, they beat brother until he said his name was Toby.
Let me tell you the story.
This is something
Toby
that our mind psychologically, you know what I'm saying? Psychologically, that our minds unfortunately have accepted that we are not capable. And we all know that this is the reason why, like the inventions of the GPS, the internet,
right?
You know, just like we know that you know Benjamin Banneker was the one who designed the White House, and that very White House that our people designed, they oppress us from. They know how intellectual we are.
Yeah,
we to find out. That's why it's important for us to know ourselves. And then a lot of us don't pay attention to the fact that our ancestors in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and in Rosewood, that they were in a worse situation that we were in, but what they didn't lack is love for one another.
And that's
what they did not lack is unity. What they understood is cooperative economics, like Brother Tyrone had so eloquently stated earlier. And until we learn, let's just keep it real, until we learn the lucrative industries, where we can make the millions of dollars and bring them back into our community, we're going to be still in the same state. And let me say this too. How many of our brothers and sisters that do own homes or living in homes know that their home is a bank? How many of them know about equity?
Exactly.
And building that equity and using that equity and then taking that money and going buying property. The problem is too is that they kept us from this information that will bring about transformation of the implementation of it.
Well, they did. Let me say this, bro.
This is a big problem that we have too, bro.
Let me say this, and I agree with you, but they didn't keep the information from us at all. The information was at our fingertips. The information was in a book. That's where it was at.
Well, let me say this, King, because, you know, let's just keep it real, because I'm a realistic person. Okay, you come over here, you don't speak a language, and you don't understand, so they're talking, they're sharing information. I hear what you're saying about a book, but we couldn't even read because those symbols were not our symbols.
So let's just keep it real. You're right. They come over here. You know, they don't even know the language, but they know one language. Negroes gonna spend their money at our store.
Exactly. And you know what? And let me agree, because I have to caveat on what you said, because it's true. Because that's where we start going down, is when we start praising the white man. Let's just keep it real. We started praising the white man. As soon as we got free, let's go to the white man's store.
Yeah.
We felt like, and that's why I say
it's the brainwashing.
Psychological.
It's
because we didn't feel like anybody until they affirmed us. And this is why we have to go to Kuji Chagalia.
Right.
One of our 7 principles of Kwanzaa is to defining ourselves, speaking for ourselves.
And brother, you know what?
Our own selves.
You so right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you so right, man.
That's just the truth, man. We stopped spending our money in our own community.
Well, you know what, brother?
That's the bottom line.
You said a mouthful there.
We go to Gucci, they call us niggas. We still spend our money. Well, I don't care. Just like Mayweather's. I'm still going to spend my money here. You know what I'm saying? The Negro never putting out one school. He's wearing. Do we not understand? I think we don't understand.
And you know what?
This Negro is wearing jewelry enough to pay teachers and also have a school with the curriculum and everything else.
Well, brother, on that note, we do for time. We got to push it on to the next episode. I appreciate you calling in, man. Listen to us now. Okay?
All right, got you.
Now, let's take a quick break right quick. Can we take a quick break and then we're going to come back and finish up? You're listening to IntellectualRadio.com. I'm your host, David L. Lowry Jr., and the show is Let the Truth Be Told. Let the Truth Be Told. It'll move your soul. We'll be right back at you.
Boy, preacher. Yeah, true. Come on. Ain't the truth. Ain't the truth. I'm married to the truth. I'm married to the truth. I'm married to the truth. Yeah, I'm married to the truth. I'm married to the truth. Come on. I'm married to the truth. You're always there for me. And I know that you care for me. You're always down for me. You always there to pick me up. You quenched my thirst when I was thirsty. I feel like Lord, please have mercy. Man, homie, when I'm feeling lonely, cause it's the truth that shape and mold me. Truth be told, cause I'm married to it. If it ain't the truth, man, I don't wanna do it. Real love, be official. It bear forgiveness and it be sacrificial. I'm married to the truth. I'm married to the truth. I'm married to the truth. Yeah, I'm married to the truth. I'm married to the truth. Come on. I'm married to the truth. You're always there for me. And I know that you care for me. You're always down for me. You're always there to pick me up.
And welcome back. You're listening to IntellectualRadio.com. I'm your host, David L. Lowry Jr., and the show is Let the Truth Be Told. Now, folks, we done had a hot conversation about reparations, but I want to continue to say some things that's a problem on why we should get them, but we won't. Our political leaders have just really been horrible here in the city of Chicago. You're talking about a couple of 2-3 governors going to jail. You're talking about people who got household names like Constance Howard, Ike Carruthers, and this latest, people call it a victim. I saw on a Facebook this morning, Carrie Austin is on this investigation for doing the wrong thing. She's a thief. She stole money. She committed fraud. She bought a house with a program that is only supposed to be used for low-income people. She went bought a house through the program that she's supposed to let you buy a house through.
80 to 100,000 or more. What they make?
She making 120,000 a year. But that's the point that I'm making. Our black political leaders been in office so long that they doing unethical stuff. And because they doing unethical stuff like what she did, she can't really fight for the black community.
Right.
That's the reason why our communities are in this situation, is these house Negroes who want to be like white people. You have to remember, Ed Burke stole his money and he's still out of jail and he ain't gonna go to jail. And he telling on all these niggas that he telling on it. That's why Carrie also going to jail.
Because we think everything free.
Ed Burke is tricking on everybody. So you can expect a lot more people. You can expect a lot more people who is going to go to jail.
That's right.
That's for sure. And so we as brothers out here in the struggle, that's for real, that's on the front line, we have to start really organizing ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, we need brothers to come in with us. We need to have all this meeting to meet is done.
It's over with. I hate meeting to meet.
We need to meet.
You know how I feel about
put
it.
our money where our mouth is, start our investment clubs, start making training our people about political stuff, and start getting them grooved to take over spots so they can make a difference. What do you think, T?
Yeah, that's real, man. And that's what we've been doing. We underground building, because at the end of the day, I'd rather have all these young brothers who everybody has thrown away, that's afraid of. I'd rather have all of them on my team and a part of what I'm doing than to deal with these Uncle Tom Negroes, sellout pastor politicians, and old heads. See, this the deal. Dying by any other name is still dying. Whether you dine by eating them pork chops and them fried chicken wings, or whether you die by standing up for your people and somebody murder you, you dead.
Yeah.
Dead don't matter. I'd rather die fighting than to die doing nothing. And see, the world has become victims of eating, sleeping,
yes, sir,
chasing paper, and having sex. This is who we are.
Yep.
While a mile or two from the hoods that we from,
everybody
they developing structures and statues and landmarks that's gonna last long after you Negroes are dead.
That's right.
And gone. While our sons kill one another over trivial garbage.
And on that note, man, I got a brother, Eugene, came in. I want to give my young brothers an opportunity to say something. You know, we out here on the front line. We got 5 minutes. And Eugene, I want you to give a few minutes about what you're doing with the young brothers and how you're trying to make changes.
Oh, man, Eugene out here, man. I'm gonna just let the people out there know, man. I know I'm moving a little late. You know, black people. You know how we.
Man, that's the problem.
Hey, I'm gonna let y'all know, man. You know, knowledge costs, so pay attention.
No question.
You know, I'm out here, man, going hard for mine. You know, I got my little homies, man. Look, I got one of my little guys, little sleepy. You know, strong, young, mighty man. And what I'm doing for the people is, man, putting my blood, sweat, and tears in they fight. You know, not fearing and turning my backs on them. You know, through the trauma they suffering. You know, I'm taking them also with the hands of my brother right here, Tyrone. You know, they reaching back out to me to pass me the resources I need to help them, like taking them to the game, the basketball games, to show them that they can't be what they don't see. It's very important that this brainwash going on, like I call, you know, this twilight zone we in, you know, not keeping God first. Yeah. So when you don't stay woke, when you hear that quote, stay woke, you falling right back to sleep in that zone, that twilight zone. But my thing is, most important is these youth. They the future. And we can't give up on them, and I ain't giving up on mine. You know, God don't give up on me. I can't buy this breath I'm breathing. It's what I'm breathing. Right. I can't buy this. I can buy this soda pop. Yeah. I mean, I can buy this water, and I can buy that car out there, but I ain't taking that with me. That's material things. So I'm teaching my young brothers and sisters out here, hands on with them too. Y'all come out. Y'all want to tour through the real neighborhoods, through the slums that y'all don't want to come out to. Hey, just come get me a towel, whatever y'all want to come give me. We'll give y'all a pass out there. But I'm gonna say this, man. You know, the slums is real, but at the same time, we the God. So we know that, man, no matter what it look like, we whatever we want to create, we could be that. Whatever we think, we could receive. Whatever we believe, we could. I'm showing them that it's not over because I am that reflection of them when they see me, or showing them that it's hope because God has showed me through what I've been through that it is my duties. It is what He have given me. This time He given me everything He had given me. It go back to them.
And that's the reason why, I met Brother Eugene with the pastors. And then, man, I hate we got the short time. But y'all, I want y'all back next week. I want more of the guys to come back, because I've been fighting this fight a long time. I was a victim of gun violence in '90. I was shot in the chest with a .357 Magnum. I died 2 times. Lord brought me back. And when He brought me back, He gave me the vision that instead of trying to better myself, I needed to be out here trying to help my brothers and sisters better them. Teaching our young brothers the way how to be men and not how to be walking around looking stupid and not have no knowledge. For the lack of knowledge, our people are perishing, and our young men need us. They need our guidance. They need our love, and they need us to stand up and fight this enemy with them so that they can survive. But time is gone, man.
Can my little homie say one thing?
Yeah, go ahead, young man. Go and say something. I appreciate you coming, man.
No problem. Judging off what Big Bro saying, going off what Big Bro saying, it's definitely a lot that we do need to get up into. Like he judging off what he's saying, a lot of youth do need some type of guidance, I say, but not most of them do. I ain't saying I'm grown, but I'm an adult. You feel me? But I'm still part of the youth. Right. But I got some type of knowledge. I know what's going on. You feel me? I've been here. I've witnessed a lot of stuff. So I know I got a good inlook of what's going on. So I try my best to, you feel me? I stay in my own lane. I don't get off it too much. You feel me? Yeah. But the main thing we do need to focus on is people like myself. We got to get other people like myself to do what I'm doing. Right. Because a lot of people, they feel the need to go do it. All right, let me follow this group. Right. Off the strength of thinking that's going to help them. Right. Taking your own lane, you ain't never got to be scared to take your own lane. Never. You should never have to, you feel me? You ain't never got to be scared just to go get off into something you feel like it's good for you instead of benefiting all as a group. Exactly. All is going to help us, which is true, even though sometimes when you get something to it, say for instance, you go to a group, a distinguished young men, all of them got the same goal. All right, all of us want to be basketball players. And it's this one, he want to be a football player. He shouldn't be, you feel me, singled out because he want to play football.
Exactly.
You feel me? It should never work as that. Yeah, it should be more.
You know what, young brother? That's the reason why I asked. I want you guys to come back next week, 11 o'clock. I want you to bring many brothers as you can because y'all need to see how important y'all is to us. Y'all need to understand that y'all our future and that black men out here, we're not afraid. You understand what I'm saying? God didn't bring me back to have no fear. My ass was dead. He brought me back to deliver these messages, to wake our people up, to save y'all. We got to pass traditions and values down. It's just like this. I bought my first business when I was 17. And that was because I was taught from the table of my parents saying that you could do this. You could be a business owner. But the only way that I was successful is because they showed me how to do it. Mm-hmm. And that's what y'all young brothers got in us. We 100% with y'all. We want to support y'all. Y'all just got to trust in us and believe in us and let us help y'all get to the next level so that this war can continue and move in our favor.
And I know for a fact it's hard for y'all to do that now due to the fact that the youth, the way we set up now, we so independent. Everybody want to do everything on their own. Don't nobody want no handout. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna say it, people. I made myself what I am today, but I wouldn't have been what I am right now if it weren't for my mama. You feel me? For my father. Yeah. But it's a lot of people that's the way it's set up now. All they got is themselves.
And that's what we trying to do with these foundations is that we want to make sure that you don't have to be by yourself. You're not alone. We've been fighting this fight forever already. So in the meantime, we love y'all. We got to go. Look, next week, I'm going to have the young men from the neighborhood to come in. Me and Brother Muhammad, we're going to get here early, and we're going to make sure you guys out there keep the faith, stay strong, and keep moving on forward. God bless you, and peace. You're listening to IntellectualRadio.com. I'm your host, David Lowry Jr., and the show, The Truth Be Told, to the movie and soul.
I'm married to the truth. I'm married to the truth. I'm married to the truth. Yeah, I'm married to the truth. I'm married.